Okay, in this video we're going to introduce trigonometry. Now, trigonometry is used when we have a right angle triangle. So when we have a triangle that has this square in the corner, or one of its corners symbolizing that it's a right angle, and we have an angle involved, either we need to find what the angle is in terms of find its value, or it's already given to us and we have given another length. Okay, or we've given two lengths, we want to find the angle. So it's different to Pythagoras, because in Pythagoras the only angle that we normally see is the right angle. We don't normally see another angle involved as well. Now, when we're looking at trigonometry or anything to do with angles, we refer to an angle that we don't know the value of as theta, and that's a Greek symbol. That's a Greek symbol, theta. It's a bit like an O with an extra curvy line through it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to label the right angle triangle. So the very first thing that we're going to label is the length that is opposite the right angle. Okay, so always reference it opposite the right angle, and that is the hypotenuse. Now, the hypotenuse is always the longest length, and we looked at this when we were looking at Pythagoras. So the hypotenuse is the longest length. Now, the other things that we need to know are how we label the other two lengths. Now, we've already labeled the hypotenuse, the first thing that you do. The next thing is to label the other two lengths if you need to. Okay, but for this purpose, for the first section on trigonometry, I'm going to label both the other lengths. Now, this is the angle that we've been given, so the length that is opposite the angle is what we call the opposite. So I'm going to write that on. So it's opposite the angle. Not opposite the right angle, opposite the angle. So this is the opposite. Now, the other length that we need to reference is this one, and this one is next to the angle. So this one is next to the angle, and we call this the adjacent. So it's next to it. Okay, so that's the first thing when we're looking at trigonometry, label the length. So opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse, opposite the angle is what we call the opposite length, and next to the angle is what we call the adjacent. And it's always really important that when you're looking at questions that you try and either turn, so if your question looks like this and your right angle's here but your angle's there, I would suggest that you turn your question around so that you've got the right angle and the angle on the bottom, so you can easily reference the three lengths. So that's the first thing to do.